That's right, back Charlie, definitely. People, deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like.
Are we live? Of course we're live. People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, with it being Burnley versus Arsenal and with Reese being a supporter of my content, it makes sense. So first things first, my guy, appreciative to you. While you're a supporter of my content, I can't lie, I hope you're crying come the end of Saturday's game, man. But how you doing, bro?
Really well, thanks. And thank you to you for having me back. It's a bit surreal to be talking to you, mate.
Likewise.
You're kind of my favourite YouTuber.
Oh, mate,
I would have made a YouTube myself if it weren't for you. So, thank you.
Bloody hell, man. I didn't think he was going to... That's massive praise, man. Thank you for that.
Honestly, that is true.
Reese, no, man, you've thrown me off with your positive message, man. I really appreciate that. You thrown me off. I don't know what to say, man. Big up yourself, my guy. And again, let people know about your channel. Obviously, you're wearing a Burnley shirt. In case you didn't know, the man's a Burnley fan. But yeah, let people know where they can find you and stuff before we get into the nitty-gritty.
So it's just Reese's Footy Feed, which is the name that I post under in the watch-alongs that I come on here to watch. To be honest, to say that I have a channel is true, but kind of an overstatement because I haven't made any new content since like November. But
need to get back on it, man.
Yeah.
Need to get back on it, man. People, make sure you comment and make sure Reese comes with the content. You got the same name as my nephew, man. So you're actually in good stead, man. It's spelled the exact same way, man. So yeah, I always knew you as a good guy, man. Let me go on.
The English way, not the Welsh way. If I was Welsh, it'd be RHYS.
So yeah, again, people, all his information will be in the comment section and his @ will be in the description. So all you need to do is stop being lazy, click the link, give the guy some love, and we keep it moving. The first thing I want to ask you, with you being a Burnley fan, now when people think of Burnley prior to company, it's Brexit football, Route 1 football, all of that sort of stuff. So like, how has it gone from that to what company's done? Because you've done well in the championship to get out of there.
So it's a bit like since 2 years ago, we've been living in like this placebo world where like everything, if it was an individual's life, it would be our lives have turned on our heads. Like we've gone from semi like a rags to riches state of affairs, and so we used to rely on sort of free transfers, older players coming in, players who've done something in the championship possibly and worked their way up. And towards the end of the previous ownership, it's not any exaggeration to say that we sort of went for 3 years without making a single first team signing. And
really? Wow.
When the Daesh era came to an end, we essentially had a full overhaul of the squad when we got relegated from the Premier League last time. So, Burnley, Tarkovsky, Gio Rodriguez is still with us, but essentially a bit back there. Chris Wood, Pope, Nathan Collins, all of those left, and we essentially overnight reinvented ourselves, and now it's all about scouting, like up-and-coming individuals throughout Europe. We've got a Brazilian who plays for Burnley. Like, I know I want to go Brazil, but like a £1 million for Tino, you know, like very much a wish Brazilian. You know, one of those where you might be looking at the passport thinking, is he really? But he is. Yeah, and it's all different.
That sounds like a turnaround, man. Go on, I'll cut you off though.
Yeah, it couldn't be more of a turnaround. So now we've gone from having the oldest starting 11 in the Premier League last time to now, I think on average, the second youngest, I think, only Chelsea have younger than us.
Wow, that's a turnaround.
That's very much reflected in what we've achieved or not achieved on the pitch this season, if you like, in the way of the players are very likeable. There's a lot of technical qualities. We're progressive in what we do, but for much of the season, it has been a bit like, without being disrespectful to the boys, year 7s taking on year 10, year 11s.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask you, because I think you lot, I'm probably selling you lot short by saying you blew away the championship, because you absolutely did. You lot ran away with the championship. Company, as I said, you lot were known as Brexit, direct football. Now you're playing great. You're marrying a bit of that with the quality and the technical glee. As you said, you got a Brazilian and whatnot. Do you feel Company is taking how he's played in the championship and gone to the Premier League, while you kind of have to play, your sort of identity, and a manager has to stick to his beliefs? Do you think he's been a bit naive going into the Premier League, and playing in the vein he is?
An element of naivety, but also an element of the personnel that we've brought in and we have at our disposal. But I don't think, sort of, as you would say, have the facilities to operate in any other way. So the contrast of what we used to be, very much a long-ball team, getting it forward, getting in the opposition's faces. If I can swear, like,
go ahead, man.
Shithousing and being on, fighting and being a bastard sometimes. All that is now gone, and as you see what Luton have achieved, and they've been able to make, as I still find out to your cost, you very nearly could have lost that game and almost didn't win, but nobody has been scared to come to have more this season. Unfortunately, I think tomorrow is our 13th full game, and we've won 1 and drawn 2, and we've only managed to beat Sheffield, which says everything, really.
I mean, you said it there, man. I mean, but in many ways, beating Sheffield, that's a 6 point.
Well, we did beat them 5-0.
Well, you ran away with it, yeah.
But it was a pure anomaly, Burnley and Sheffield, every Burnley fan, every sane-minded Sheffield fan would say, the table doesn't lie. We are the 2 worst teams. And
are you go on?
Yeah. I've been kind of resigned to relegation now from end of October.
Wow, you threw in the towel early, man.
Yeah, well, we lost like 9 out of the first 10 games.
It's not really, it's not really the form that's going to keep you in it.
You've got to keep hope, but expectations lead to disappointment. So, like with you saying, if you say to yourself, Arsenal are going to come third, and they might get to the quarterfinal of the Champions League, then you'll be surprised and pleased if it's anything above that. Whereas if I say that Burnley are down, we're dead and buried, and then suddenly we can win 4 out of 5 games, I can believe again.
But that's what I mean. You lot are looking at the table. You're in I don't want to remind you because I know you know where you are, but you're 19th, 13 points. Obviously Sheffield United, you're level with points. While I don't want you to win at the weekend, obviously, but Everton have got 19 points on your 13, so there's a 6-point difference. No confidence of staying up.
So there's 14 games left. And typically the Premier League, we might be able to survive if we got 34 points, which basically means we have to win 7. We have to win half of our games from now on to realistically have hopes.
Let me see who you lot got.
still on paper it's possible because we've got the likes of Bournemouth, we've still got to play Sheffield, Palace, and Palace are on a stinking run. But
West Ham away, they're not in the best of form either. The last time they won is when we played them at the Emirates. Then you've also got 6 pointers from now to the end of the season, arguably against Sheffield United, as you said, and Everton. I think you lot, I'm not gonna lie, I think you lot are relegated, but I think you lot shouldn't throw in the towel just yet. It's not over until it's over, bro.
I pay me money. I'm a fan. If I want to throw in the towel, I can throw in the towel.
Yeah, you can.
But as long as Vincent Company and the players are still, committed to thinking there's hope, then maybe they can surprise us. But yeah,
you're right, man. I just want you to have a bit more optimism. So obviously, looking at you lot's team, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the sort of areas if you was Mikel Arteta, you're looking to exploit in that Burnley side?
It's come down to a sense of nice football, good patches in. But last week at Liverpool, we lost 3-1, and it was.
Yeah. It was 1-1 at a point.
I left Anfield feeling proud, right? And I left the Etihad the week before feeling proud because I told you on here that I might need a cricket scoreboard to get down to the score when we went to the Etihad. So leaving both them games with 3-1 defeats was creditable, and especially at Anfield in the first half, Liverpool were sort of lethargic and weren't about a team in the first half. And if we had 2 or 3 chances, which we failed to take, and the story of the season is having good patches in games, but sort of approaching it with a real intensity, and then at the first sort of sign of adversity, making a mistake, and then once the goal is conceded, losing our way. And it sort of not got like that mental resilience about us, and also an element of not being able to adapt within the game. I mean, we went through a cycle from like August to November where like almost every game it seemed like somebody was directly an individual error was causing a direct goal all the time. So like people making short passes being intercepted, or like somebody dithering on the ball, like facing their own goal and being just dispossessed so easily. And then it's the goalkeeping situation has been a real bone of contention with our fans.
Let us know what you mean by that, because you just said goalkeeper situation. I know Arsenal, everybody knows about Raya and Ramsdale, but obviously I'm not a Burnley fan. What does he mean by that?
It's similar to the situation with Raya and Ramsdale in a way. So last season we had Muric in the goal in the Championship who...
this year you got Trafford, I think.
So to say that he was the Championship version of Edison, it's absolutely no exaggeration. In fact, I think he assisted 3 goals from his long passes directly last season, and he was very composed and almost horizontally calm with everything that he did, and his footwork was... how can I explain it? Like, always, it seemed, allowing us to bypass the press and immediately get us on the front foot and into attack. But because he was somewhat shaky from crosses and demanding his box from set pieces, Vincent Company chose to upgrade on him in the summer. But he spent £19 million on James Trafford from Man City, which I believe James Trafford will become on a similar level to Ramsdale or Pickford in maybe 3 or 4 years' time. But you know yourself, mate, how 20 years old is literally like a baby in goalkeeping terms. And the man had only
Still in the womb.
he'd only played first team football for Accrington in League 2 or League 1, and then Bolton Wanderers in the upper side of League 1. That's his only first team football, and whilst he'd been excellent for them, expecting a man to jump up 2 whole levels overnight.
It's a very big ask, man. You got to be a very skilled sailor.
I think it's kind of a madness to put that pressure on one man's shoulders at that age. And so, as Burnley fans, we sort of had this, not war, but, you know, a lot of exchange of opinions about Munich better.
It's the hot debate internally within Burnley fans, basically.
And, yeah, like, I would be more on the fence of Munich. He was one of my favourite players last year, and he's definitely taken something away from us. And Trafford has made serial mistakes throughout the season. Then he had a stage from like November to New Year where he saved us some points with one performance, especially at Brighton away, where we got a brilliant draw, but that was because he impersonated Superman on the day and made about 6 blinding saves. But just recently, he sort of regressed again into making mistakes. And I don't know if you remember, about a month ago, we should have beaten Luton. It was like, he gets an arm in the face, which I didn't see. He comes and flaps, and the ball ends up in the net. And then, again, 2 mistakes. One at Liverpool last week, another at Fulham the week before. But it's like, we're 2/3 of the way through the season now. If you take him out the firing line now, it's like you're blaming him. And it's not going to be that.
It's a lot of pressure on whoever comes into the goalkeeping situation as well, man. So it seems like from what you've said there, you know, Burnley sound like a team that can play football, that can give it a good fight. But if we were to score a first goal, heads might start dropping and stuff like that. And you've got a lot of number of errors throughout the team.
Well, whichever way, really. I think even if we were to be winning, whether we'd have the wherewithal and the sort of game management to try and shut down the game properly would be another matter. I don't know. I don't give us any hope for tomorrow, and I'll get into a prediction later on, but I don't see us, because for me, I don't know if you agree, I don't know quite what the statistics tell us, but I think defensively, I think Arsenal, on the whole, are the most difficult team in the league to score against.
Statistically, we've definitely got to be up there, but in reality, we do have some frailties. Like I know
put it this way, I prefer your centre half pairing to any other centre half pairing in the league.
I love the fact that you said that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I do think we have the best centre half pairing in the league, and I think we've got one of the best centre half pairings in world football. Give or take, Man City could lay claim to the partnership. But you know, I know you don't give yourself any hope. But as an Arsenal fan that see my team beat Liverpool, Man United, Man City, definitely not United, because that's a given at the Emirates. You've got to have faith, man. You've got to have faith. You know what? Let's get into that then. Like, what's your predictions? Because as I said, anything in life and in football could happen. And again, I guess we'll see next week. I mean, tomorrow in 24 hours. But for me, if I'm looking at it rather harsh and, you know, we're trying to fight for a league, which is very unlikely, it needs to be the same level of performance or better that we did against West Ham. I need to see 5-6 or something like that. And most importantly, 3 points. But yeah, man, let us know your predictions because you can't say let us know.
My biggest fear about tomorrow is that normally when a team gets 3 or 4 goals up, there's an element of just controlling the game, not wanting to abuse the opposition, like metaphorically, but
Just
like,
taking a lot of punches and not really trying to punch back.
But like with Arsenal against West Ham last week, I thought that the 9-0 record Leicester against Southampton was in severe danger. Like Arsenal were literally absolutely gunning for West Ham until the last 10 minutes. So I worry that if we lose control of the game in the first half, we'd be relying on Arteta to think, let me just make the changes now because I've got Porto on Wednesday. So I would not be surprised to see Burnley 0, Arsenal 4, but I'm going to keep it conservative and say we lost 3-1 at City, 3-1 to Liverpool twice. So why not carry on with the theme of 3-1 defeats to the big boys?
I mean, I don't think it'll be a walk in the park. I expect it to. I hope it can be, but it can't always be like that. I think you lot have done, obviously, so it's a results-driven business and you haven't got the points, but against City twice and obviously Liverpool twice, as you said, you've done quite well. Now, I know that's nothing really to help you because ultimately you would have loved the point or 3, but I definitely think you lot will do something. And I also feel against Arsenal, if I was Burnley, it's a game where, yeah, you lot are fighting relegation, the form's woeful and you made a lot of points, but you've got to be fearless. Like, if you lose, it's business as usual. You know, we're not going to spend too long on match of the day watching Arsenal Burnley. If you win, it's lit. So, and this is the games that got you in the Premier League that you lot wanted to play in. So you lot should be fearless.
Like, if by some minor miracle we did win, I mean, imagine how much a catalyst for, the rest of the season it could be.
And we'll get into that part of the season, bro, where shocks happen.
All the pressure is on Arsenal because,
exactly.
at this moment in time, you've scored 16 goals in the last 4 games, I think I counted up.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that Arsenal are the next best placed team to give City a run for the money for the title. But, we are hopeless, and a defeat to us would absolutely dent the confidence moving forward for Arsenal. Not that I don't foresee it happening, but I'm just saying, for argument's sake, if it did, Burnley have everything to gain and Arsenal have everything to lose.
Exactly. And that's where I'm a bit fearful because I know internally there'll be no complacency with Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, and we can't afford that. We need to earn the right to win. To a degree, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, they're all great results, but they're all irrelevant now. We need to go on to Burnley. Even if we were to smash you lot, it'd be irrelevant because then we need to take that same energy to Porto and so on and so forth. My last question for you before I let you get out of here, when we was talking via the emails, you mentioned, how you wanted to speak on the differences in recruitment in that what Burnley have or haven't done in comparison to a Sheffield United and Luton. What did you mean by that? Let us know.
Sort of make a team up of experienced sort of adults, if you will, who've got some know-how and have played in England and put it this, as you will see tomorrow, we don't have a ball-winning midfielder. It's all
that's music to my ears with Odegaard, mate. That is music to my ears.
It's all very nice in the midfield. So Ross Barkley, established Premier League player at Luton. Andros Townsend had a long summer trial with Burnley in the summer where he played in about 3 of our friendly matches, but then Vincent Kompany overlooked him and we ended up with Jacob Brumlausen on loan from Borussia Dortmund, who, he warms the bench. For me, it's a bit strange for someone to come from a high-profile club like Borussia Dortmund, and then just you think somebody of that caliber who'd gone so far in the game already, sort of integral to our system, wouldn't they? But so loan players were very key to our success in the Championship last season, like Nathan Taylor, who's now at Bayern.
Is that Leverkusen doing quite well, isn't it? Yeah.
We all desperately wanted him, and we expected to be able to sign Ian Matson from Chelsea as left back, but that was sort of it fell through at the last embers of the summer transfer window, and then he suddenly, he didn't, but Burnley were left in a situation where we thought he was coming, and there was no time for a plan B to be then drafted in.
You left in the lurch.
So we've been sort of, Charlie Taylor's injured, but he's the only recognised left back we have, and then it's been a case of square pegs and round holes. So I think that Luton have been able to assemble a squad that I don't think they have half of the talent as an individual bunch of players that Burnley do, but like they're on it and they have an ethos.
There's a lot more synergy within that team.
The fans are like they're all in it together. Whereas Burnley, we've won the championship. We didn't expect to be coming up for at least 2 or 3 more years, and it's almost as though we've won the lottery. But the change from where we used to be to where we are now, the whole shift in identity has sort of happened overnight and sort of too quickly for us to be able to sort of bed in and grow. So now what we're going to see is that most rational thinking Burnley fans, don't get me wrong, some people are angry, saying how can we spend £105 million to be so rubbish, but most people are just hoping that we can, get relegated, that this collective group of players will go down, or keep the majority of them. Vincent Kompany has got us out of the championship in emphatic fashion once. Can he do it again? And then I would hope that we come up again and we try and model ourselves on sort of Brentford and Fulham's sort of approach,
especially Brentford's.
To do it slowly, buying from cheap abroad.
Maybe even Brighton as well.
Maybe not Brighton, because they've gone to a next level still with the stadium and the size of the back.
True.
Especially Brentford. And hopefully cement ourselves in the Premier League next time around. But I would say that if we don't hit the ground running, sort of we're up at the top of the table within the first month or 2 next year, then I would say people are going to be looking at Vinny Kompany a bit funny, and God knows where we would go if he was to depart, because last year we were thinking that he could be finding himself in the shoes of taking over from Pep, potentially. That's the level of coach that we thought we were dealing with. But now on the evidence of what's been presented to us this year, then we're not likely to have him poached from us for, hopefully a year or 2.
I mean, I can't lie, Reese, man. You almost make me not want Arsenal to win, but it's not personal. It's just business, man. If I had to be sad about taking 3 points off any team this season because of you, it's definitely going to be Burnley. But I'm definitely not counting my chickens before they hatch.
I'm going to go against you, unfortunately, and pee on your parade a bit. And I have to say that as much as I love your content, and I'll be here all the time, because it's more than just a football thing with the community that you have. But my sort of horse in the title race would be for Liverpool if I could choose.
Oh, mate. What a way to end this video. I was just praising you, man. And you want Liverpool to do. To be fair, Liverpool only have, 2 losses. It's still the least amount in the league. I don't think we're going to win the Prem. I think we would need to take every point up until City and need some other results elsewhere, man.
So what it is I go into schools a lot of the time teaching disability awareness sessions to
Big
little
you
kids.
up for that.
And when we talk about football, even in East Lancashire, there's far too many little kids who say I support Man City. I'm like, you do realise that before you were born, supporting Man City was no different than supporting Everton. Do you know, like, there was absolutely no...
Bring back the days of Manchester City with people like Danny Mills in their team, man. That's what I say.
There was absolutely no glamour and excitement in supporting Man City, like playing to the oil money, and I just think that Liverpool and Arsenal and United are the big fish of English football, and so Liverpool have always been my guilty pleasure, if you might say.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Let people know where we can find you again, Reese, man. Obviously, all your information is going to be there, but before I let you get out of it, let people know where we can find you, man. This has been great.
So it's Reese's Footy Feed, Reese with an apostrophe S, and maybe I'll send a link to you in an email.
Yeah, man. Send the link and all the necessary things. Yeah, man.
But I'm going to get back to making consistent content regardless of whatever league Burnley are in. So I'll probably go on my channel and talk about the home win that Arsenal dish out to us tomorrow tea time. And I go to the majority of like Burnley home and away games. I think I've only missed like 3 away games this season. So
serious supporter.
I should be well placed to discuss everything in detail.
I mean, Reese, may the best team win, man. Obviously, when this stream ends, email me all your stuff. Email me a picture of yourself so I can use as a thumbnail or something like that, so I can get this video out. But honestly, man, this has been a fantastic video with your praise for the channel at the beginning. With obviously, you know, this channel is for footballing men and women, and you clearly understand football. So this has actually been a pleasure, man. So may the best team win. May the best team win, Reese. And I'm upset that we're going to take 3 points off you.
May the best team on the day win, but the worst team overall.
I'll have a little tear for you when we take your 3 points, my guy, man. But yeah, people, you heard what Reese said. By the time this video is out and you're obviously watching it and listening, make sure you're following, you're subscribing, you're letting us know your thoughts on Burnley versus Arsenal. And yeah, man, hopefully we get 3 points, man.
If we draw each other in the FA Cup or the League Cup next season, I'll be back again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely. And I mean, I want the FA Cup. I want us to win the FA Cup next year. So hopefully that's how the campaign starts, with a great, you know, victory against you lot in the what would be the third round, but the first round for us, really. So yeah,
well,
man.
no, we'll come in round 3 if it's the FA Cup, but
yeah, we don't do that. We're Arsenal. We don't do that.
League 1 and 2 coming in round 1. We're not that bad yet that we'll be coming in round 1.
Reese, take care of yourself, man, and we'll catch up, man. People, hit the like button, subscribe. Pardon?
Nice one, and thank you for having me.
I
hope everybody watching this, sorry for any inconvenience that my slight speech problem.
No, don't say that, Reese, man. This is real life. Regardless of how you speak, how you look, what you say, all of that sort of stuff, it doesn't matter. Football is to everybody, regardless. So don't say that, bro. Don't say that, Reese, man. Regardless, man, the majority of people are very nice, and obviously you're going to get some scumbags that say nasty stuff. That says a lot more about them than it would about me and you. So yeah, don't ever apologize for being you, man. That's your superpower. That is what God made you and designed you to do, man. So don't ever apologize. You should, if anything, you should apologize for the Liverpool comment you said, man. If anything, really, don't apologize for the right stuff. But let me let you get out of here, Reese, man.
Bye-bye, mate.
Peace, man.
There's always that active red light defending. I think it's like